All right, the Vikings could be in the market for a quarterback in the next month's draft, and Minnesota acquired an additional first-round pick on Friday. This is important. The Vikings traded 3 picks to the Texans, including 2 second-rounders, to get Houston's 23rd overall pick this year. Minnesota now has 2 first-round picks to potentially move into the top 10. Adam, what are you hearing about Minnesota's plan for their 2 first-round picks at this point?
Well, Laura, my understanding is that Houston went to Minnesota with that proposal initially, and Minnesota was only too happy to do it because now it gives them the ammunition that they would need if they choose to try to move up even further to go get a quarterback. With picks number 11 and number 23, they would be in a prime spot, depending on how the draft goes and which quarterbacks fall, to move up if there was a quarterback like J.J. McCarthy that they identified, that they liked, that they wanted to aggressively pursue. By having 2 1s, they now have the capital that they need to go get one of these guys if that's what they decide is in the best long-term interest of the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, it's interesting because what Minnesota does depends not just on what Minnesota wants, but also on the willingness of the trade partners above them. First, you start with the top 3, whether any of those teams really, Washington or New England at 2 and 3 would be willing to move off their quarterbacks for a haul. Increasingly, it seems probably not. And then it's when you get to talking about J.J. McCarthy, as Adam alluded to. How high would the Vikings have to go to get him if they love him? Would they have to go above New York, potentially trading with, say, the Chargers at 5? Is J.J. McCarthy worth that much to them? What would that even take? We haven't seen a move like that because the Lance deal, Lance went higher than that. I'm not so sure. You'd have to get a sense of not just Minnesota's evaluation of potentially McCarthy, but the teams that they would be competing with for. And it feels like between now and April, Adam, we're going to get a lot more information about that because, as you remember, just a month ago, I don't even think J.J. McCarthy was being talked about in this conversation.
I wanted to see if Adam wanted to respond. Adam, you have anything to add there?
Well, I was told you were going next, Laura, but yes, I am happy that you gave me that opening because...
Come on, give me something.
I've always thought of J.J. McCarthy as a first-round pick. Went so far as to bet my college buddies back in December a dinner amongst our group of friends that he would be a high 1, and it looks like I feel pretty good about cashing in on that bet, Laura.
All right, so Adam, whenever they're taking you to dinner, we'll find out exactly where you go. But anyway, either way, as Mina just laid out, really interesting to watch. And right now, I would have to say it does feel like the Chargers would be the team to maybe be a trade partner because they don't need a quarterback.